Hey Adalia. So you weren't able to make it to today's lesson, so I thought for our lesson that we would kind of pick up where we left off in the Suzuki book, at least for the time being. We haven't kind of touched the Suzuki book in a while, so I thought it would make sense to kind of come back to that and go from there. So the other thing that I want to add moving forward, now that we've had about a half a year of lessons together, is I want to start including scales in our daily practice routine. Before we were just kind of getting started, getting our feet wet, really getting our fingers underneath us. But now that we've done that, it's really important that we start to play our scales just to really develop those notes the way that we want them to. Because moving forward, I'm not going to be putting arrows on the music anymore. It's just going to be finger numbers. So you're going to have to know which ones are high twos, which ones are low twos, which ones are high threes, which ones are low ones. Those are going to be things that you're going to have to know. So the way that we do that is we equate a key signature with a scale. So for this particular instance, we have minuet, the number 12 minuet, not the other one that we did before. The other one we did before was, what was it called? Minuet in G by Beethoven. It was number 11 in the book, I think. So we're doing Minuet by Boccherini, Boccherini. And his minuet is in the key of A. So what's important to know about the key of A is we have a high 2, high 3 on the G string, high 2, high 3 on the D string, high 2, normal 3 on the A string, high 2, normal 3 on the E string. So our A major scale sounds like this. So I'm going to include a PDF of that in the document as well, so make sure that you print that one off as well as the song, this Minuet by Boccherini. So practice that scale once a day. Try to think of it as like eating your vegetables before you get to have dessert. You have to do it. Even if you don't want to do it, you have to do it. And the reason for that is if you start to practice this scale, what'll happen is your fingers will automatically know where they need to be when you're going to play anything in the key of A. And the key of A is 3 sharps. So when we look at this piece, minuet, so make sure you have these printed off in front of you because otherwise this video is not going to make a whole lot of sense. When you have this printed off in front of you, take a look at the scale and you see in the top corner by the treble clef, there's 3 sharps. Anytime you see 3 sharps right beside the treble clef, that means we are playing in the key of A. So make sure you practice your A major scale, which is 3 sharps, so that when you go to play minuet, you already know where your high 2s, high 3s are in the scale. I was just going to say low 1s, but there's no low 1s in this one yet. There's high 2s, high 3s. The next thing that we add to that then are what are called accidentals. So I will explain those when we come up to them here in a minute. But for now, I'm going to play the first part of the minuet just so that you can hear it. So here is minuet. Oops. So there's the first part of the minuet, which is all we're going to focus on for now. So when we look at the first part, we have on our E string, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3. Open on the A string, 2 on the A string, 4 on the A string. Sorry, my notes were off. 4, 4, 3, 3, then 3, 2, 3, 4. All of that on the A string. 1 on the D string, 1 on the A string, 3 on the A string, 3, 2, 2. So that first part sounds like this. When we go to this next part, we have 3, 1, open on the E string. That 4, there's a sharp sign beside that note. That is what is called an accidental. So from now on, when we look at our key signatures, any notes that are different or that don't belong in the key, you're going to see little symbols. The ones you're going to see are sharps, flats, and naturals, which we've already seen before. But now, In this context, it means that that note is different than it would normally be in the key. Now they're saying to play that as a 4. I disagree. I would play that as a sharp 3. So here's your normal 3. For that note, it's a sharp 3. So if you take a look at my fingers from this side, there's my normal 3, there's my sharp 3. It's just a little bit higher. It's halfway between 3 and 4. So for that spot, we have 1, 3, 1 open, sharp 3, 3 of them, normal 3, back to 3 on the E string. So 2 open on the E string, 2 on the A string, 3 on the E string, 1, the trill. Now because our next note in our scale is a high 2 on the E string, the trill also goes to a high 2. It's not low, it's a high 2. And then a 1 on the D string. So just practice that first part of the minuet. Practice your scale. We're going to go through the rest of it next time, or at least more of it next time, but I just want to focus on that first part. So again, if you want to hear the way the minuet sounds, go ahead and listen back earlier in this video. Give this a try. Let me know how it goes. If it's too challenging, just let me know and we can pick it up next time and do this little part all over again. But really, really emphasize on practicing that scale before you try the piece, because I really want to start anchoring these scales as being connected to the key signatures. That's a really important step. So have a great week. I hope you had a great break, and I will see you next time. Bye.